I just want to touch on an aspect of clinical research that I think needs more attention from cancer patients. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer and was going through treatment, I knew that my providers were doing everything in their power to eradicate this disease from my body. I knew that my physical health was being monitored very well. There was constant lab work. We were doing scans, all of the testing uh, to keep an eye and make sure that my body was ready to fight this disease. But there was this whole internal havoc happening in my emotions and in my mind. There was really no lab work to be done to check my mental state and to see what my mind was doing. I was thankful to know that there was a team of people making sure that I was physically prepared for this battle. But I also knew that I needed to be mentally strong too. Thanks to social media algorithms and my incessant Google searching of cancer-related topics during my diagnosis of breast cancer, I happened upon a study being done by Stanford Cancer Center called Embrace. The purpose of this study was to understand how our mindset, our thoughts, our feelings, our expectations might affect our health, our well-being, and even the outcome of our cancer treatment. Now, this study had two groups. I was part of the study group that watched modules, in addition to doing questionnaires about my emotional and mental health during treatment. The modules I watched were video sessions of patients' experiences, doctors' advice, and different research-based methods to impact a positive mindset. I'm not talking the typical cliche, keep a positive attitude type of mindset, but actual research-based methods to keep your mind strong and keep your focus where it needs to be as you go through cancer. I think people severely underestimate the effect that a cancer diagnosis has on your mental health. I know that probably sounds silly to say because obviously it affects our mental health. But I know I was not prepared for the effect that it was going to have on me during treatment and even after treatment. After treatment was over and I was declared NED, a couple of years had gone by. Life was expected to be back to normal. But I wasn't prepared for the effects that the whole experience had on my mental health and on my emotions, how much it was going to change me, and also just some of the lingering effects of chemo that had on my brain, on my mental state. I suffered with brain fog quite a bit. So I was fortunate after, even years later, like I said, it was 2 years after I had been declared no evidence of disease that I was still struggling with brain fog and I couldn't concentrate like I used to. I couldn't retain information the way that I used to. I don't know if this was after effects of chemo or if it was just post-traumatic events that were causing this. I happened upon a study being done by the University of Texas at Dallas that was for people who had had breast cancer and had undergone chemotherapy. And the title of the study was Breaking Through the Brain Fog. And I was like, wow, there's something to this, right? Thankfully, I was able to participate. I'm still participating in that study. I was so glad to know that researchers were working on this and that I wasn't alone and that the mental impacts were real. It wasn't imagined. I was lucky enough to be a candidate for this study, and the The modules that I've been through in that so far have really helped give me tools to kind of rebuild those pathways in my brain. I feel like I've been able to break through the brain fog, and I'm able to concentrate more. I'm able to retain information. And it's really just given me a toolbox and ways to help to keep training my brain and to give me encouragement that I can still make changes, that this isn't permanent. I'm really grateful that I was able to find clinical trials focused on the mental health aspect of cancer. I highly encourage you, if you're a cancer patient that's been newly diagnosed, or maybe it's been years since your diagnosis, to seek out those clinical research studies focused on the mental health aspect of a cancer diagnosis. I think that mental health is a key aspect of fighting cancer. I'm so grateful that there are researchers focused on this.